Assalamualaikum. We are from Group 1. Today we want to present about the Salam contract. These are my group members, which is me, Wan Hamad Al-Khalis bin Ruzaini. Second, Muhammad Burhanuddin Helmi bin Gutib. Third, Muhammad Irfan bin Muhammad bin Muhammad. Fourth, Muhammad Adam Zarif bin Muhammad Azman. And last one, Muhammad Atif Ulwan bin Muhammad Mazlan.
So, first of all, definition of salam. In terms of definition, salam is the price is paid in advance while the commodity is delivered later. In IOF term, it means purchase of commodity for deferred delivery in exchange for immediate payment.
So now I will explain about the general requirement of Salam according to IOF, specifically under clause 3. The first one is the Salam capital, which is clause 3 stroke 1. In the Salam contract, the price is also known as Salam capital must be paid in full at the time the contract is concluded. Partial payment or deferred payment is not allowed. This requirement helps to avoid riba and uncertainty, and it also provides financial support to the seller. Second, subject matter of Salam, clause 3 stroke 2. The goods sold under Salam must be clearly specified. This include the type, quality, quantity and measurement of the goods. The goods must be fungible, meaning they are standardized and not unique items. They must also be halal and have commercial value. In addition, the good cannot be linked to a specific source, such as a particular farm or tree. The third one is delivery of salam good. Clause 3 stroke 3. The delivery of salam good must be deferred to a fixed and known future date. Uncertainty in the delivery time is not allowed. If the place of delivery affect the cost or price, it must also be clearly specified in the contract. Explain about the binding nature of Salam based on IOF clause 6 stroke 1. The first one is binding on both parties. Once a Salam contract is validly concluded, it becomes binding on both the buyer and the seller. Both parties are obligated to fulfill their responsibilities. The buyer must wait for the delivery and the seller must deliver the agreed goods. The second is no unilateral cancellation. Neither party is allowed to cancel the salam contract on their own. Changes in market price or personal circumstance do not give the right to cancel. Unilateral cancellation is considered a breach of contract under Sharia. The third one is the termination only by mutual consent. The salam contract can only be terminated if both parties mutually agree. This agreement must be clear and free from coercion. Any refund of the Salam capital must not involve any additional benefit or changes. The fourth one is obligation continue until settlement. The binding nature of Salam continues until the goods are delivered or the contract is settled. If the seller fails to deliver, the Salam capital becomes a debt owed to the buyer. The buyer may agree to an extension or seek settlement in a Sharia compliant manner.
Next, we will look into application of Salam. This slide explains the general application of the Salam contract. Salam contract is widely applied in sectors such as agriculture and manufacturing, where producers usually need funds before the goods are produced. Under this contract, the buyer is required to make full payment upfront, while the seller agrees to deliver the goods at a future date that has been clearly specified. This arrangement helps producers obtain advance capital to finance production activities without relying on interest-based financing. At the same time, it provides certainty to both parties as the terms of delivery are agreed from the beginning. And then is about examples of Salam contract in practice. The first application of Salam contract is in the agricultural sector. Under this contract, Islamic banks or buyers provide advance payment to farmers for crops such as rice, wheat, or palm oil. The crops are then delivered at the agreed harvest time, which help farmers finance their farming activities without relying on conventional loans. Secondly, Salam contract is applied in the manufacturing sector. It is commonly used to finance the production of standardized goods such as cement, steel, or textile, where the quantity, quality, and delivery date can be clearly specified. This ensures clarity and reduces uncertainty for both parties. Another important application is in Islamic banking. Islamic banks use salam as a financing instrument by purchasing goods in advance from producers and later selling those goods to third parties after delivery. This allows banks to support real economic activities in a Sharia compliant manner. Lastly, salam contract is also suitable for small and medium enterprise. It helps SMEs obtain early working capital to support production and daily business operations without the need for interest-based financing.
Today, I will explain the situation where salam contract is prohibited under Sharia, focusing on two main points, which is uncertainty and salam on specific existing item. The first one is uncertainty, which is gharar. In salam contract, all details must be clearly specified at the time of the contract. This includes the quality, quantity, type, price, and delivery date of the goods. If any of the details are unclear, it creates uncertainty, which is known as a gharar. Gharar can lead to dispute between the buyer and the seller, and therefore invalidates the salam contract under Sharia. For example, which is prohibited, a buyer pays in advance for rice that need to be delivered in 6 months, but the type of rice is not specific, though the quantity is unclear and the delivery date is not fixed. Because of the uncertainties, this salah contract is not valid. Next, the example of permissible. A buyer pay in advance for 1,000 kg of grade A white rice packed in 50 kg bags to be delivered on 1 June 226. Since all details are clear, this salah contract is valid. The next one is salam on a specific existing item. A salam contract cannot be made for a specific existing item. This means the goods must not be linked to a particular source such as specific farm, tree, or instead, the good must be standardized and generally available in the market. For example, prohibited, a buyer pays in advance for the mangoes from the specific tree at his farm. This is prohibited because the goods depend on specific source and there is a risk that the mangoes may not be exist or be damaged. The example for permissible, a buyer pays in advance for 500 kilogram of grade A mangoes. The mangoes which is have standard market quality and to be delivered during the harvest season. This is a law because the mangoes are not tied to a specific tree or farm.
Next prohibited is selling prohibited item, which is haram item. Salam cannot be used to trade anything forbidden in Islam, like alcohol, pork, or unlawful service. Even if all other conditions are met, the contract is invalid if the goods are haram. Next is delay payment by the buyer. Full payment must be made immediately at the time of the contract, even though delivery is later. And next, if payment is deferred, it change the nature of the contract and can resemble a credit sale, which is not allowed in Salam.